everything ready and get the dough ready for the naan so that you could see the end result, but it made me fall behind. So I'm sorry. I'm here and I'm burning up. It's hot in here. So I'm going to turn the camera around. So I'm not going to be able to see your comments while I'm putting everything together. But, y'all blow up the chat, talk to each other. If you have a question, uh, comment below and tag my name. That way, when I go back, I can see what you're asking. I'll try to check periodically. Mr. Red's on his way, so hopefully he'll come in and he can help me, but he's not here yet. So, um, all right, let's get started. I've got everything for the naan bread in my mixing bowl. I'm fixing to get that started. I still have tomatoes to chop. So I've got that, but I have all my seasoning and herbs and everything ready. So I'll try to make this go as smoothly as possible. But thank you, everybody. Hi, challenging, Chaz, Yak, Mafia, Yak. That's my brother. I can pick at him. It's okay. Hey, T-Bird. Hi, Honey Bunny. Shazzy. Thank you all for coming. I see my mom. Hi, Mom. All right, I'm going to flip this around and we'll get started. Okay, so like I said, I have everything in here for the naan bread to get it going. So I'm going to get my mixer. You know what? I don't know where my dough hook for my mixer. I found it. Let me wash it off real quick. Hey, Mouse. I wasn't planning to go live, but when Challenging asked me if I was, I felt like that was what I needed to do. And Challenging makes an amazing curry. So I know she's down with the Indian food. I just kind of discovered this tomato soup last week when I went to dinner with my mom and her companion, and it was delicious, and I've not stopped thinking about it since. Oh, wow, that's backwards. All right, so that's going, and that gets mixed in. I've got my handy dandy instructions. Uh, Combine together. Okay, so you let the dough knead for about 3 to 5 minutes. So we'll let that go. And then I've got my onion chopped. I only have a small chopper, so it's going to take a few sessions of chopping. But I already did my onion. The onion and tomato is supposed to go together, but obviously that's not going to fit. Let's just see what's going on in there. That may take a little more flour. So I've got all my spices and my herbs. I did add scallions because I don't have the coriander seeds nor the what was it? cumin seeds, and there was something else, cardamom pods. I don't have that, so I have it ground. It'll work the same, right? It's just about the flavor. It may be a little stronger. That's going to take more flour. We'll see. I always make a big mess when I make bread. That's all good. I hope y'all can hear me over this. I don't want to overmix this. All of the ingredients are in the description, but I'll read over. And this is the reason why I don't do lives or I play music over my videos, because my dogs bark at everything. Okay, so for the naan bread, it's 1/4 cup of warm water and 2 teaspoons of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast. I'm sorry, and of course you combine that and let that sit for about 10 minutes while the yeast gets active. So I did that, and then I added 1/4 cup of warm milk, 3/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt or natural plain yogurt you can use. I use Greek. 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, 2 cloves of garlic minced, 4 cups of plain flour plus extra for dusting, which I think I'm pretty close to 5 cups of flour, and I think it's still a little too doughy, so I'll add some more. 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of salt. So that's all that's in here. And I've got about 5 bags of open flour, so I thought this would be a good way of getting rid of some of that. For a little, another 1/4 cup. I'm just going to do that slowly because I really don't want to overmix this, but you really don't know how much flour you're going to need, um, because it really depends on your area and the dampness that's in the air. Uh, it really affects your dough. I think that might do the trick if I scrape down all this off the sides. More. It is kind of hot and humid here, so it's probably going to take more than usual. I hit I hit the stand. There y'all. Oh, goodness. We're probably going on 5.5 cups now. Okay, I think that's working. You can hear it kind of slow down a little bit. Somewhere. All right, that's. I think that's still pretty doughy. Dadgummit. Your comments disappeared. Let me get this up. Oh no. Am I glitching? I can't tell. There they go. You're drooling just listening to the ingredients. It smells good and there's nothing even cooking yet. I guess it's all those spices over there. Okay. This might be a fail. We'll see. I don't want to overmix this dough, but it's just not cooperating. Okay, that's another 3/4 of a cup. All right, maybe that'll do it. Maybe. Let's see if we can. That might have done the trick. That seems like it's wanting to. It may just be too hot and humid today. I think it's pulling away quite nicely now, but I'm afraid this is probably going to be over mixed. Let's see. Okay. See, it's falling flat again. Ah, I don't know. Let's see, it's still too sticky. I don't know. I don't know. This might be a flop. All right. My dough is not turning out. It's too sticky. I don't know. Adding flour and having to mix it to be over mixed. Go. Get more flour. Oh, goodness. All right. I'm gonna add more flour. Well, I'll keep going until it forms. I don't know how it'll turn out, but we don't know until we try it, right? Oops, I got to lock it down. It's way far behind. Okay, I got Hubby's phone so I can read comments now. Oh, it's climbing up the sides. Oh no. Push it down. Hey, Salty. Okay, we're just gonna stick it in this bowl and let it rise because this is not going well. It's all right. That's part of the fun of live, right? You get all the great bloopers. So I'm going to scooch it back. I'm gonna oil my bowl. Oh my gosh, this made a mess. Ooh. Okay. That go in there and let it rise for one whole hour or about an hour till it doubles in size. And Lord knows what this is going to do. Let me wash my hands off and get the plastic wrap. Very nice. Okay. Plastic wrap. Get my scissors. I jacked my plastic wrap box up so now it won't cut the. Mm. All right. I like to put my dough in the oven and let it rise in there with the oven light on. It's like the perfect temp. So I'm gonna push this out of the way, bring my chopper up, and get started on this soup. I handed down the instructions. And move you over here. that one. All right, so spicy Indian tomato soup. We've got 3 cups of roughly chopped fresh tomatoes. Now, in the instructions, the chopped tomatoes are using fresh tomatoes or canned, but if you use fresh tomatoes, they need to be extremely ripe or they don't have enough flavor. So, tomatoes are not ripe here yet, so I am using canned tomatoes. So, add chopped tomatoes and onion to your blender with canned tomatoes and blend everything well. Get out your frying pan and heat the oil in a medium-high temperature. When the oil is hot, add the cumin seeds and cardamom. When the cumin starts to sizzle and darken, add crushed garlic and grated ginger. All right, we don't have the cumin seeds and cardamom. I just have the ground version, which says it's fine. You just add it in at a later time. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my pot on. I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of oil. Let that get hot. And I've got my ginger and my garlic here. So when the oil gets hot, I'll go ahead and put that in. When the uncooked smell of garlic goes away, you add your puree, tomatoes, and onions. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting my tomatoes. I've got crushed tomatoes, and I just got whole peeled tomatoes. And of course, I moved everything over here to get it out of the way, but now everything's in the way. And I do believe you're supposed to reserve the juice. So I'm going to stick it to the side. And give these a chop. That didn't take much. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put my ginger, which I don't usually like ginger, but it's in the recipe. I'm not a big fan of ginger. I like ginger ale. I don't like fresh ginger. My mom loves ginger. She's all the time. Ginger, drink some ginger tea. It helps your stomach. And I'm like, oh, I hate ginger. um, turn down the heat to medium, simmer for 2 minutes. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and add my onion. I'm going to start pouring in my tomatoes so that process can keep going. This might take a while. I don't have a big blender. My blender died a while back and I just haven't replaced it. I really don't. I don't use a blender often. We're going to shove that one in there anyway. Let that get all happy together. Oop. Oh, I don't know what the difference is between this and crushed tomatoes, but that's what the recipe says. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, that's crushed. Looks the exact same as what I'm doing for the whole tomatoes, so I don't know what the purpose of that is. I probably could have just gotten 3 cans of the crushed tomatoes. I don't know. Get in there. I think I can fit more if they're kind of upright. Ooh. Ew. Making a mess. Yeah. Now my hands are wet, but from tomato juice. Leave them a little chunky for some texture. I should have done this beforehand, but I was asleep. I took a long nap. Too long of a nap. All right, finally. Okay, we're done with the tomato. Tomato, onion, garlic, ginger, and oil is all in the pot. Clean up my spilled tomato juice. Get this out of the way. Oh, now I don't knock you over. And all right, that's all mixed together. So, like I said, we had the chopped tomatoes, onion, the Crushed garlic and ginger is all in there. Turn the heat down to medium and simmer for 2 minutes. Add the remaining spices: turmeric, cayenne, ground coriander, garam masala. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Black pepper, and mix very well. Add vegetable stock, crumble the stock cube, and mix well. All right. So as soon as this starts to bubble, put that in. And here's my vegetable stock, so I'm going to set that to the side. The This is the black pepper, the ground coriander, cumin, turmeric, the what is that? Ground coriander, and the garam masala. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Please don't be offended if I am. So, as you can see, it's starting to bubble. It's getting all hot and stiff. So, in it goes. And that's why I like to use paper plates, because you can just fold it and done. That. Do, do, do. You can add a half a teaspoon of sugar to help tame the bitterness down. Of the bitterness of the tomato. You can also use cinnamon, which I'm sure would work rather well. I'm going to save this for garnish. So, we got all that in there. It smells so good. You smell it over there? It smells amazing. The herbs are from the garden. I went out and picked right before I came in and hit the live button because I forgot to do it earlier. I'm not with it today. Okay, the vegetable stock cube is vegetable stock. Okay, it just says crumble it. Okay, I thought I was supposed to mix it in with some water, but I'm not. All right, that's in there. Mix. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I've not eaten today either. I chose to not eat, and I chose to sleep. My day off. All right, we're gonna let that go and get all yummy and cook down. Just turn heat down to low, medium, and simmer for 5 minutes. Then just add salt. I usually add a half a teaspoon, but I have a low salt tolerance, so check after adding and see if you need to add more. It depends on how salty your stock cube is also. Add sugar and um, Let simmer an additional 5 minutes. Take off the heat and chunk in the chopped cilantro. I already put my cilantro in there because I want it to get incorporated really well because we love cilantro. I have plenty outside. I can always add more. So, no grilled cheese. I'm going to attempt to make a garlic butter naan. Naan. I don't know how you say it. I'm not a proficient. I don't even know that word either. I don't have a very large vocabulary for big words. Not words that's not used on a daily. No grilled cheese. Sorry. Though my kids will probably love a grilled cheese with their. We always have grilled cheese with tomato soup, but this is Indian tomato soup, so you have to have something from that same culture to go along. So prep time 15 minutes and cook time is 10 minutes. Rise an hour, total time an hour and 25 minutes for the naan bread. That's a crock of crap. But if you want to know the calories, carbs, and all that, it is located on the website I got the recipe from. I'm not going to bore you with those because obviously I don't care about that kind of thing. What I care about is if it tastes good. So I'll recap on the tomato soup. 3 cups of chopped fresh tomatoes, 1 small onion, 1 can of crushed tomatoes, 1.5 tablespoons of sunflower oil or any plain flavorless oil, 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, 3 cardamom pods. I don't know where to get that. I guess maybe one of the specialty stores. I don't know that we have an Indian store here. I don't know. Mom has one. I don't know. 4 large cloves of garlic, 1 inch of finely grated ginger, turmeric, cayenne, coriander, ground gram masala, ground black pepper, vegetable stock, teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of sugar, and finely chopped cilantro. Didn't add in the cayenne pepper yet because I need to taste it. I don't want to make it too hot because my kids are going to eat this, hopefully. Yes, do find out. I'll turn this around. This looks so lovely. I'm going to give it a quick little taste to see flavor wise because I do have my cayenne pepper here. But like I said, I don't want to add it if it's already a little spicy. I can add it when we get into our bowls. I think it can take just a little bit. It's not spicy. Definitely need salt. This don't come out very fast and it's very fine. So don't think, my gosh, how much could she be putting in there? Who's hollering? You didn't hear that? Let me give it another taste. Yeah, that kicked it up a notch. Just that little bit. I can tell it's going to need a little sugar. That was about a tablespoon of sugar. Just the acidity in the tomatoes sometimes gives it a sour taste. My kids are fixing to come in the door, so the dogs are going to act stupid again. Oh, yeah. That's great. But, I don't an immersion blender. That's what needs to happen. Let me grab it because I don't like the here they come. Hello. 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 How was your day? Start still. Oh my gosh. All your friends signed up. They're on their last week of school, so they're having. Hmm? Yeah, that's a better consistency. Much better. Better. Hmm? 108 on my exam. 108. Yeah, that's the bonus questions. That looks much better. It definitely didn't need the tomato texture. Well, congratulations, bud. I'm glad you did good. You don't have any more exams? Yeah. They've cut down on it, so you can't take it a day early once you call up and play treatment for me. It gets me a day out early, but I can go tomorrow and play GTA with everybody else. They're bringing PlayStation. Oh, nice. I played 2K today. Yes, that did the trick. So I would definitely either use, I don't know, maybe even if you use the crushed tomatoes, it would still need the immersion blender. Let me turn you around. Look at my shirt. Flour. Even if you use crushed tomatoes, I think you would still need to use the immersion blender just to get it a little more broken down because that made a big difference. It tastes wonderful. I definitely, if you like the Indian flavor uh, food, I, this is highly recommended. It is probably one of the best soups I have ever tasted out of everything. Panera Bread ain't got nothing on this. So I would definitely recommend this. If you don't want to make it, maybe your local Indian restaurant may carry it. I know only only one. When I've looked them up online, I think only one of the restaurants carry the tomato soup. So it may not be everywhere, but you know, Google does miraculous things, and you can find out information before you even go. So I would definitely look up at your local Indian restaurants and see if they have it. If you don't want to make it or you don't cook or whatever, um, give it a try. It's delicious. If you like tomato soup, you have to like tomato soup. Obviously, it's tomato, but it definitely has a different kick to it with the spices in it. And I would even go to say that you could probably add a pinch more or two of the spices and kick it up a notch. If you're into that spice category with the gram morsella, I don't know, whatever that's called. The coriander, of course, cilantro. Cilantro is hi, a big flavor in this, and that's probably why we like it so much because we're cilantro peoples. We can eat it raw. Just go out and pick it from the garden and just eat it. So let's check on that. Oh, I forgot. I gotta turn you around. I'm trying to show you, and it's not even on there. It's going. I'm gonna check the consistency. I love how y'all come home and start getting into everything. Kids, not me. It's still real sticky. I don't know how this is gonna go. We'll see. What? I'm trying not to be a shot. Well, I'm in the kitchen. Hmm. That looks so good. It tastes so good too. So I'm just gonna pop that on low and let that simmer. Now let me clean a spot off so I can see. Let's see. This dough still has 30 minutes to go. So I think what I'll do, I'm gonna let that keep rising. Um, I'm not gonna hold y'all up, but I did want to show you the tomato soup because that's the main course. I'll record the rest of the naan thing and I'll post a video on it for those that are interested. It may be a flop, I don't know, but I will finish recording it and I'll put it on on a on here for y'all to continue the process. But since the kids are home, the dogs and all that, we got the tomato soup done. That's all there is to that. You can let it simmer or you can eat it right away. Highly recommend trying the recipe out. If not, find your local Indian restaurant and see if they have tomato soup and go try it. It's delicious. I don't think you'll be disappointed if you like tomato soup. I will make that very clear. If you like the tomato soup, if you don't like tomato soup, don't try it. You're not gonna like it. It's regardless of this, that, and the other. So give it a try. I thank you all for coming and hanging out. I'm sorry I didn't get to tell everyone hi as you came in. Um, it's kind of hard to do when you're doing this by yourself. But anyways, thank you all so much. I enjoyed doing this. I hope you'll try it. I hope you, if you do, if you'll come back and tell me if you like it or if you don't like it or if you made it. Um, challenging. I know you enjoy this type of of food, and you enjoy different types of food. So I do think that you will like this. And also Shaz, if you're still here, I know she would. Um, and of course, my mom, I know she likes it. She's going to try mine homemade. So again, thank you. I'll see y'all next time. Um, and I'll be posting the video for the rest of the naan if it comes out. Even if it doesn't come out, I'll still post it because it may just be funny. All right. Y'all have a blessed rest of your Wednesday, and I'll catch you next time.